Everyone thought Ducati would play it safe after Marc Marquez got sidelined with that nasty shoulder injury. Standard procedure, right. Bring in Michel Pirro, the go-to substitute, run some clean laps, stay invisible, and let the season close. Nope. Ducati pulled a U-turn on expectations and dropped a bombshell. Enter Nicolò Bulega, not a MotoGP regular, not a weathered test mule, a straight-out of Superbike rising star. It's not just a stand-in, it's a statement. Ducati didn't need someone to fill Marquez's seat. They needed someone who'd make people talk about who's sitting in it. Bulega's call-up flipped the script. He's not here to blend in. He's here to spark conversations, raise eyebrows, and maybe, just maybe, give Ducati a glimpse into their post-Marquez future. Veteran? No. Safe? Definitely not. Bulega is the first plot twist of a new Ducati storyline. No flashy press event. No fireworks. Just Bulega, a soaked track in Jerez, and a Ducati GP25 with nobody watching, or so they thought. While the headlines chased the big names, Bulega was quietly testing the beast. Carbon brakes, ride height devices, Michelin tires, the whole MotoGP cocktail. He clocked in at a rumored 1:38.0. 2 seconds off pole time, sure, but in damp conditions, on a bike he'd never touched, and using tires from another universe. That's not slow, that's suspiciously fast. Ducati insiders weren't watching the stopwatch, though. They were watching how he adapted. Could he handle the torque? Could he tame the carbon stoppers without flying into the gravel? Could he translate superbike muscle into We all love Michel Pirro. Loyal test rider, loads of data, always reliable. But when it came time to race the GP25, the results were meh. 17th in Australia, 18th in Malaysia. For the guy who knows this bike better than anyone, those finishes raised eyebrows and blood pressure. Ducati's pride was circulating at the back of the grid, and the optics were terrible. It wasn't about points. The titles were locked. It was about presence. Ducati wanted someone who'd turn heads in pit lane, who'd make people ask, "Wait, who is that on the factory bike?" Bulega had just enough mystery and momentum to be irresistible. He wasn't the safe choice. He was the noise Ducati needed to make. In a paddock full of veterans playing it safe, Bulega was the plot twist. Official, confirmed. And everyone's losing it within days of that low-key test. Ducati dropped the official word. Nicolò Bulega would replace Marc Marquez for the final 2 races of the season. On the factory, Desmostis. On the championship-winning bike. In Portimao and Valencia, no less. 2 circuits that don't exactly coddle newcomers. Social media, imploded. Comment sections, a war zone. Fans were either salivating at the chaos or demanding to know why Ducati didn't just play it safe. But here's the thing, this wasn't a last-minute decision. This was orchestrated. Ducati had their eyes on Bulega for months. This wasn't just a reward, it was a test under fire. Let the internet melt down. Ducati knows exactly what they're doing. Bulega played it cool in interviews. Calm tone, zero pressure, full respect. It's a dream, I'll take it easy. Sure, Nico, but behind that poker face, his own manager, Alberto Martinelli, basically chewed his fingernails off. He admitted it. I'm nervous. Michelin tires, carbon brakes, shape shifters. It's like throwing a student pilot into a fighter jet. And he's right. Bulega was stepping into the hottest seat in MotoGP with none of the prep time. No familiar tires. No race weekend rhythm. Just 2 rounds to prove he belongs. No pressure, right? The drama wasn't just on track. It was brewing in hotel rooms, garages, WhatsApp groups. Even his own team didn't know what to expect. That's the perfect recipe for fireworks. Once upon a time, Nicolò Bulega was Rossi's golden boy. The next big thing, until he was. Moto2 didn't click. VR46 let him go. Most people wrote the obituary on his MotoGP hopes. But Bulega, he didn't disappear. He reinvented, jumped into World Supersport, destroyed the field, took the 2023 title. Then on to World SBK, where he went toe-to-toe with Toprak and nearly stole the championship. He didn't vanish. He leveled up. Fast forward, and he's now riding the very bike Rossi once dreamed of. That's irony dipped in revenge. Ducati doesn't just see a redemption arc, they see a rider who survived the hype, the crash, and the climb back up. And now, they're betting on that resilience. He didn't have to do this. The team titles, wrapped, constructors. In the bag, riders, done and dusted. Ducati had every reason to park the bike, chill, and open champagne, but instead they threw Bulega into the fire. Why? Because Ducati is already playing the 2027 game. That year MotoGP changes everything. New tyres, Pirelli, new aero limits, new fuel caps. And guess what? Bulega's already signed to develop the 2026 test bike with Pirelli. Getting him real MotoGP mileage now means less guesswork later. It's not just a debut, it's a head start. Ducati isn't just planning for next year. They're building a bridge across MotoGP's next era, and Bulega might be the first rider to walk it. 15th place sounds lame, but for Bulega, that's gold. Ducati doesn't care about points. They care about data. How's his throttle control? Is he attacking corners or nursing it? Is his confidence building with each session? One clean weekend of growth says more than a top 10 fluke, because this isn't a fairy tale. It's a science project. Ducati wants numbers, feedback, adaptation. And if he shows improvement at Portimao and nails Valencia, even without a trophy, that's a win. They're not evaluating a rookie's talent. They're evaluating a future investment. Slow and steady might just land him a factory seat. You couldn't pick a nastier place to debut. Portimao is a full-blown MotoGP theme park. Blind crests, nasty elevation drops, corners that want to eat your front tire. Even seasoned riders hate it. And here comes Bulega, blindfolded and armed with Superbike instincts. Ducati didn't make it easy. They wanted to throw him into chaos. Why? Because if he survives this, keeps the bike upright, stays composed, and learns each session, then Valencia will feel like a Sunday ride. This is a stress test, not a showcase. Ducati's betting that Bulega's biggest strength isn't his speed. It's his ability to adapt under pressure fast. Forget everything you know about substitute riders. This isn't a cameo. This is an investment. Ducati hasn't handed out a factory debut like this in years. Most stand-ins are ceremonial. Keep the bike rolling, don't crash, grab a cappuccino. But Bulega's getting a full audition. They want to see how he operates inside the pressure cooker. Can he learn fast, work with engineers, stay cool when he's staring at Bagnair's telemetry data? This isn't about replacing Marquez. It's about what comes after Marquez. Ducati doesn't just build bikes, they build eras. And Bulega might just be the first chapter of the next one. Whether he finishes P12 or P20, everyone in that garage will be watching how he gets there.